6% on a savings account is almost unheard of these days. But that's what we found for you, and we'll be talking about in today's video. Hi everyone, I'm Ava, and welcome back to Your Financial Journey. Some of you may remember this video that we did earlier this year on Apple Bank's 6% Smart Start Savings Account for children and young adults ages 6 to 25. My mom was going to open an account for me, Caitlin, and our two other siblings because 6% is really a great rate these days. But she didn't do it in the end because at the time, she was told that we couldn't open the accounts online and would have to drive to the nearest branch to open the accounts in person. And despite there being a branch not too far from where we live, driving there with all four of us to open the accounts in person would have taken more time and effort than my mom wanted to go through. The great news for us, and for you, though, is that Apple Bank has upgraded their digital platform in the meantime, and now it is possible to open a Smart Start savings account online, under some conditions. In fact, I was able to complete the account opening process almost entirely by myself. And today, I'll be walking you through exactly how you, your teen, or your young adults can set up a 6% Smart Start savings account with Apple Bank online, just like I, Caitlin, and my other siblings have. But before we jump into that, let's cover the 5 key things you should be aware of before opening an Apple Bank Smart Start savings account. First, you can only open the account online if you live in New York or New Jersey. There is also a special exception if you live in Connecticut. Based on our understanding, currently, Connecticut residents would have to visit a branch in person to open the account and show a relationship to the New York area to be approved. For example, a grandparent living in Connecticut but working in New York near an Apple branch could open an UTMA account for a grandchild. And finally, if you're an existing Apple Bank customer who has relocated to another state, your best bet is to call Apple Bank to see what your options may be. If you don't fall into any of these categories, you won't be able to open this account, unfortunately. Second, at the time of this taping, the APY for the first $10,000 is 6%, and funds of $10,000 and a cent or more earn an APY of 0.75%, resulting in a blended APY based on the total account balance. Please note that rates can be changed by the bank at any time, even after account opening. Plus, there is a $1 minimum deposit to open the account, and you must maintain a minimum daily balance of $1.01 in the account at all times to earn interest at all. Third, there are some differences by age when you open an account. As an adult, you can open a Smart Start savings account as a custodial account, in your own name, for the benefit of a child or young adult right from birth to age 21. And you can do this either online or in person if you live in New York or New Jersey. From age 6 through 17, a Smart Start savings account can be opened as a joint account, with both the name of a parent or guardian and the name of the child or young adult on it. Please note that for a child from age 13, you can do this online. For a joint account with a child above 6 years old but under 13 years old, though, you will still have to visit a branch in person to do so. And young adults ages 18 through 25 can open an individual Smart Start account in their own name, without a parent or guardian as joint owner. And they can do this all online. There is a limit of 1 Smart Start savings account per child or young adult. Fourth, if your age is 13 to 17, you can request a debit card where the account is joined with a parent or guardian. And if you're above 18, you can request a debit card without a parent or guardian. That debit card will be connected to your Apple Bank account, and you can link your debit card to your digital wallet, like Apple Pay, Google Pay, and Samsung Pay, among others. Apple Bank also offers a mobile app. We haven't tried it yet, but according to their website, you can use the app to deposit checks easily, budget like a pro, get timely updates, and make payments quickly. Drop a comment below if you already use the Apple Bank app and what your experience has been so far. And if there's enough interest, we may test things out for you and do a video on how the app works. Fifth, there is no monthly maintenance fee, and you can use your Apple Bank debit card to make unlimited cash withdrawals for free anywhere around the world. Apple Bank's Fine Print even states that there are no fees when using non-Apple Bank domestic and international ATMs, and Apple Bank will reimburse all surcharges imposed by the ATM owner or operator during each statement cycle period. Of course, you'll still have to make sure you have enough money in your account to cover your withdrawals. So now that we've covered the 5 key things you should be aware of before opening an Apple Bank Smart Start Savings account, let me walk you through step by step how to actually open an account on their website. First, we need to get to Apple Bank's Smart Start Savings account page, linked below in the description and first pinned comment below for you. Let's click on Open an Account, and you should see this screen pop up, asking, who's the account for? Because I'm a teen ages 13 to 17, I'll be opening a joint account with my mom. So we'll click on this button here. If you fall into this 18 to 25 age group, or if you're opening a custodial account for your child under the age of 21, you would click on whichever of these 2 buttons is applicable to your situation. The steps for opening those accounts should be more or less similar to what we'll be walking you through next. So let's assume that you're opening the same type of account for your teen ages 13 to 17, and let's click on this button here. You should see this screen next, asking whether you're new to Apple Bank or an existing customer. We'll select this top New to Apple Bank button, but if you already have an account with Apple Bank, click on this Existing Customer button here. Next, you should see this page saying that the account is only available for residents of select states. Again, that means New Jersey and New York in this case. Select your state, which for us is New York, and then click Continue. That takes us to this page here, where we first have to set up an Apple Bank account. If you already have an account and clicked Existing Customer before, you should see a login page instead. But to set up a new account, we need to fill out the required information on this page. The minor first name, minor last name, mobile phone number, email address, and social security number. So in this case, that's my social security number. Next, we'll have to read and agree with Apple Bank's electronic consent. Let's click on this box here, and the electronic consent should come up. We'll read through the entire thing, and if we wanted to, we could also download and print it too. Then we'll click Accept and check this box authorizing Apple Bank to verify the social security number that we provided. Now, let's click the Start Application button to get to this page here, where we'll have to fill out more personal information. Here again, we have the minor first name and last name. If your minor has a suffix, like junior or senior, you can add it here. I don't have one, so we'll leave this blank. Here we have the minor date of birth, and here we have to select whether the minor is a U.S. citizen or not. Afterwards, we'll enter our home address. Make sure your city, state, and zip code are filled out too. And if we wanted to use a different mailing address, we would check off this box and fill out that address too. These mobile phone number, email address, and social security number fields should already be filled out because we provided this information on the previous page before. But if they're not, or if we need to make any changes, we can do that here now. For the next part, we'll need some form of ID for the minor. A driver's license, state ID, or a U.S. passport are all acceptable forms of ID. I'll select U.S. passport and fill out the ID number, country issued, issue date, and expiration date. To upload the ID, let's click on this Continue button. That should take you to this screen here, which asks you to upload the ID. If you already have a file of the ID on your computer, you can drag it here to upload it. Or if you already have a photo of the ID, you can click this Browse button to look for it and select it. We don't have a photo or file of my ID, so let's select Capture to take a photo of it now. Apple Bank will ask for permission to use our camera, and we'll have to allow it in order to take a photo of my ID here. We'll select Allow this time, and after that, we'll position my ID so that it can be seen clearly under my camera. Then I'll select Take Snapshot to take the picture. Here we'll see the photo we just took. Make sure that all the needed information can be seen clearly in the photo. If you don't need to add a joint owner, you should be able to go ahead and continue next. But if you need to add a joint owner, like I do, then click on this button here. That will take us to this page here. And now we'll enter the joint applicant's information, as we just did for the minor. My mom will be the joint applicant for my account, so we'll enter her first name, last name, no suffix, date of birth, and citizenship status. For the address, we can fill out the necessary information here. Or if it's the same as the account holder's, like it is in my case, we can just check this box next to same as primary applicant to automatically enter the same address. After that, we'll enter the joint applicant's mobile phone number, email address, and social security number. And as before, we'll need to authorize Apple Bank to verify the social security number. We'll also need some form of ID for the joint applicant too. Again, this can be a driver's license, state ID, or passport. We'll use my mom's passport and fill out the ID number, country issued, issue date, and expiration date. Let's hit continue, and this pop-up should appear, asking us to continue on our phone, or in this case, my mom's phone, to verify her ID. A text message with a link to the app will automatically be sent to her mobile number, which is the method we'll use. Alternatively, we could also have scanned the QR code that appears here with our phone's camera to directly open the app. We're using the link option, so here I am now on my mom's Messages app. And here's the new notification, which will be a message with a link to verify.applebank.com. We'll click on it, and this screen will appear, with a reminder to my mom that she should have her driver's license, passport, or government-issued ID handy. Let's hit this blue Start Verification button. First, we'll have to consent to verify ID. Make sure to read the terms of use, which you can open by clicking on the link here, and the privacy notice, which you can also open by clicking here. Let's hit this blue consent button to continue. And here we can choose how we would like to verify, either with my mom's driver's license, ID card, or passport. Let's select Verify using my passport. Verify ID will then ask you for access to the phone's camera, which you will need to scan and verify my mom's ID. Let's select Allow to continue. And after Verify ID checks whether our device is compatible, this screen should appear, telling me to open my mom's passport book and position the passport photo page in the view of the camera. Once the passport is positioned under the phone camera, we should see this white box. The box will turn green once a photo has been captured, and a check mark should appear. And up next, we should see this page displaying the photo that was just taken. Make sure that all the necessary information is visible and correct. If it's not, we can click Retake to take another picture. It is for us though, so we'll click Submit and Verify ID will now process the image I took to see if it can read the necessary information. If it can, you should see Success down here, but if it can't, you may need to take another photo and submit it again. Let's now move on to the next step, where the person whose ID was just uploaded needs to take a selfie. In this case, that's my mom, so I'll take a picture of her. That image will be processed too, and if it's a success, you'll see this screen here. That means the ID has been verified and we can now head back to setting up our account on our computer. And this is the page that is on our computer now. After our documents have been uploaded, we'll move on to this additional detail stage of setting up our account. Let's enter my mother's maiden name here and select whether I, a close family member, or a close associate are a politically exposed person, though the most common response is no. Then I'll scroll down and complete the same information for the joint applicant, which is my mom. Next, let's choose where the funds for our first deposit will be coming from, and where the funds for our regular ongoing deposits will be coming from. Then we'll select whether or not we'll deposit or withdraw cash, or physical currency, from our account monthly. For me, the answer is no. Then we'll choose whether we'll use our account to send or receive money through wire transfers monthly. Again, for me, the answer is no. Let's click Continue to get to the next step, Employment, where Apple Bank will ask for my employment information, as well as my mom's employment information. My employment status is part-time working for my mom. Then we'll enter my occupation here and my employer here. After this, we'll complete my mom's employment status, occupation, and business too. Then click Continue to get to the account details step. Here, we'll have to enter a user ID, which is like a username, and most often just your first and last name. Then I'll click this blue Verify button to make sure the entered user ID is available. If it's not, we may have to tweak it. But in this case, the username we entered is available. So let's go on and enter a password for the account too. Now, let's do the same thing for my mom, my joint applicant, and then scroll down to where it says Smart Start Savings Account. If you have a promo code, you can enter it here, and make sure to click Apply. And if you want to add a beneficiary, click on this icon here. We don't have a promo code, so I'll leave this blank, but we do want to add a beneficiary, so let's enter their first name, last name, date of birth, and address. Afterwards, we can add another beneficiary or even remove the beneficiary we just added by clicking here. I'm done with my beneficiaries though, so let's scroll down to where it says debit card. Apple Bank will automatically activate this debit card option for you, but if you don't want to have a debit card for the account holder or joint applicant, you can click on this icon here, or you can select Remove Debit Card either here or here. Now let's click Continue to move on to funding. Because I don't have any other account at Apple Bank, my source of funding will need to be an external account. But if you're an existing Apple Bank customer, you should be able to transfer funds from another Apple Bank account. I'll leave the funding account as the minimum $1 for now. Next, we'll have to verify our external account where we'll be wiring funds from. So let's check this box to allow Apple Bank to verify my external account with Plaid. And then we'll click this Verify with Plaid button here. And this pop-up will appear. Let's enter our phone number, or again, my mom's phone for me, and select Continue. Plaid will send a code to the phone number that we just entered. So we'll check our phone for that message and type in the code here. At this point, your banking institutions should show up. We can also select Add New Account here if the institution we wanted to use did not appear here. So we'll select the banking institution that will be transferring money from here and click Confirm. And this screen will pop up telling us that we need to log into that bank account online. We'll hit Continue to get the login page for that banking institution, where we will enter our username and password and go through the usual security checks that we would go through when we log into that bank account normally, meaning not by a Plaid or Apple Bank. Once our external funding account is linked, we will see it here back on Apple Bank's website, including the routing number here and the account number here. Let's click Continue to get to the next part, which is Terms and Conditions. Here we'll have to read and agree to a few different disclosures. We can review the privacy policy by clicking here, and the information about your Apple Bank accounts by clicking here, after which we can click on this box to agree to it. Then we can click here to open and read through the deposit product fee schedule and click on this button here to confirm everything. And we can do the same for the truth in savings disclosure here and click this button here to confirm acceptance of that as well. After that, let's scroll down to this tax certification section. We'll select No, I'm not subject to backup withholding, read through everything here in this gray section, check off this box certifying that the tax certification statements above are accurate and true, and click this blue button here to submit our application. And this page will appear telling us that our application is in review. Apple Bank says that it'll notify us by email once a decision has been made, typically within a business day. We should also be sent an email with much of the same information, plus the email and phone number we can use to contact someone if we have questions. And I have to say, that was the case for us, though of course we make no promises about how long it will take. Once the account was set up, we received an email telling us that we could log into online banking with the username and password we created, and that we can also link our account from another bank account. And again, Apple Bank has a mobile app that can be downloaded to access and manage our account more easily. And that's how you can set up your Apple Bank Smart Start Savings account with an APY of 6%. So what do you think? Are you going to set up an Apple Bank Smart Start Savings account paying 6% on balances for up to $10,000? Or do you know of other high-yield accounts that you're depositing money into? Drop a comment below to let us know. And make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's video. And if you want some more inspiration for your financial journey or your children's financial journey, then check out this video here from my sister Caitlin on the 8 millionaire money habits that our parents have instilled in us from a young age. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time.